Greetings everybody, John Tar here. This is my channel WikiGameGuides, and today, this is my first Gears of War 4 video. This is Horde Mode 3.0. I'm playing online with 2 other people. There can be up to 5 people in an online Horde mode. And I'm starting this video on wave 40, which is a boss wave. Every multiple of 10 is a boss wave in this game. And this video, the next 45 minutes, are gonna be all the way through wave 50, the final wave. And as you can see, wave 40, enemies have, or all waves 31 through 40, waves have double health, double accuracy, and double damage. And then when you get to level wave 41, they get 2.5 damage, accuracy, and health. Wave 10, they get double health. Wave 20, they get double accuracy, I believe, on top of double health. And then wave 30, they get double damage. So that's kind of how the difficulty evolves over the waves. And that helicopter is the first boss. There's, oh man, I'm trying to think how many different bosses I've seen. Maybe 4 or 5 different boss options. And if you die on a boss wave, it actually, it can change the boss that you're fighting. So if you're struggling, like, I won't spoil the other bosses that you're going to see, but let's say there's a specific boss that you and your team are just not doing well against, and you get stuck against them once or twice, and after your whole team gets wiped, you just want to reload from the start of the last wave, then there's a chance that you'll actually get an maybe easier boss to take out for that wave. Not that the helicopters are easy, and I actually edited all the deaths out of this video just because it gets, I mean, I don't want to bore you guys with some failure runs, but and this is hard enough as it is. And I should also mention, I'm playing on casual difficulty, and this is not easy. The first 30 waves were pretty easy, I'll admit. Oh, and I went full retard in that moment right there. I got tagged by an enemy with a grenade. I accidentally rolled into my teammate, who I think I just took out Zombie Raiden there, who is Volatile Gabe, the YouTube channel Volatile Gabe, and I'm also playing with Atomic Cowboy here. And then the grenade that was tagged to me when I rolled away destroyed the turret that we created with the Fabricator as well. So actually, you know what? I got a lot to talk about in this video. How Horde mode works, how Fabricator works, all the different nuances of this game type, and I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. So I'll start off with the basics of Horde mode. Every enemy you kill, you'll see that I just picked up 59 units of energy, and that when you walk it over to the Fabricator, which you can do at any time, you don't have to do it right away, it doesn't dissipate or anything like that, that energy is stored in the Fabricator and can then be spent by anybody on your team on upgrades. Those upgrades can be traditional Gears of War fortifications, like barbed wire, or shock turrets that slow people down, or automated sentries, or weapons lockers if you want to store some heavy weapons for a boss fight, or manned turrets. And I'll get into classes in just a minute. There's, I believe, 4 different levels total to the Fabricator, and the more money that you spend throughout the course of a full Horde session, the better that your upgrades become. So at the very beginning, if you spend, I want to say it's 2,000 units of energy on barbed wire, on the the barbed wire fence, the spikes on the ground, just to slow down the enemy. It'll be the level 1 thing, just barbed wire on the ground, and then eventually, as you get up to level 2 and 3 and 4, those defenses end up becoming more effective, and they also end up costing more as well. So eventually it'll get up to like an electric fence and those kinds of things. Same thing with the turrets, they'll upgrade, and the sentries and all that kind of stuff. And you also unlock new weapons to purchase and that kind of stuff through the Fabricator over time. So one big change to the Horde mode in this is class selection. So right now in this, I am playing as the... Oh, actually, you know what? Before I get into classes, I want to talk about the end of the round. So frequently what you'll see, or what you'll end up doing, in Horde mode, and I cut this out of a lot of the future waves in this video because it's just boring to watch. But when there's one enemy left, it's best to leave that one enemy alive, run around, pick up all the ammo, pick up all the energy that's laying on the ground, because the class that I've chosen right now actually, according to the skill menu, or to the class menu, says my class, the Scout, gets bonus energy if I pick it up during combat. And I haven't done the testing to see if that actually is true, but that's what it says. And then also things like, and then the energy and any weapons, specifically power weapons that you really should be care about, geez, I'm talking too fast. They will disappear after that 30-second preparation window after the round has finished. So if you want to really take your time, spend a little bit of time setting up your fortifications for the next round, and and not rely on only that 30-second window. Leave one enemy alive and do everything you can. So the enemy patterns are the same for every multiple of 10, I should say. So this is this mixture of enemies, these robots. I'll try to be very vague about enemy types and stuff like that, because I don't want anybody to get spoiled about some of the new enemies we're going to see in this game. But, so Wave 1 will always have these robots. Wave 2 will always have a slightly different mixture of robots. Wave 3 will have a mixture of the Horde and the robots, and then you'll see similar patterns of mini bosses that come up, and enemy types that come up as you go from Wave 1 through 10. And then as you go to 11 through 20, it'll be the same pattern over and over. Okay, so anyway, I've talked enough about patterns and stuff like that. Let's get into the fun part of this, which is the classes in Horde mode. And I'll have a separate video showing the different class cards and stuff like that. I'll link that in the description if you want to see exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm actually looking at the game right now on my other monitor. But there's 5 different classes you can choose from. My class in this video is I'm a Scout. Scouts are active on the battlefield, gathering both power and information. This is the description from the game. They collect double power during combat and get skills to stay alive. Starting loadout for the Scout is the Gnasher, the Retro Lancer, and a Snub Pistol. And every class can equip, by default at level 1, one additional bonus skill, and when that class gets up to level 3, 5, 7, and 10, they can equip a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th skill as well. Now, there are class-specific skills in addition to general skills. So some of the Scout skills, like what I have equipped right here, is I have a plus 40% health skill, and that is the only class that has a bonus health skill, which is incredibly helpful. Some of the other Scout skills are 50% or by default at level 1, and I'll get into leveling up the skills in a minute, and cards and all that. Bonus regeneration speed for health regeneration. Power pickup radius increases. The Epic Scout skill, one of them, is a 10% melee and shotgun damage returned as health, which I don't have that one yet, but that will be an insanely helpful skill to have. The Scout skill, or the Scout class, is designed to really be kind of a run and gun with a shotgun class. I can also have a plus 10% ammo shotgun capacity, 40%, or by default, 20% bonus shotgun damage. That can be upgraded. Bonus shotgun magazines, run faster, and an X-ray elites or epic skill that lets you see enemies through walls. I have no idea how it works, and it says on the description you can see enemies through walls while you are in TACCOM. The distance is increased based on the level of this card. So the way that cards and skills work in this game is that after every match you earn gold. You can spend that gold on packs. You can also spend real money on packs. So let's see, a basic Horde booster pack will have 5 random Horde skills or bounties, and one pack will cost 400 gold or 99 cents. Ooh man, I just got lit up there. Oh, so I'm going to talk about dying and getting revived in this game. So before I get more into packs, while this is on my mind, so Gabe, Volatile Gabe, Zombie Raiden right there, he was in the down but not out stage. And that means that just any player can walk up to you and press X to just pick you back up. When you are completely killed, you drop a cog tag, and then one of your teammates has to grab your cog tag and carry you back to the fabricator, where it costs a little bit of energy to revive you. So it's not unlimited respawning, but the cost is not very much. The cost to revive someone that's been 100% killed, not just knocked down, is pretty low, relatively speaking. So it's not cost prohibitive to just keep people alive forever. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to run into plenty of situations where you just get completely overwhelmed, even on casual difficulty like I'm playing right here, and just have your team completely wiped, especially on the boss waves. My god, the boss waves can be ridiculously hard. So anyway, back to the cards. Okay, so Horde Booster Pack has 5 cards, which can have a random assortment of skills for all the different classes, and you can have 5 different classes total. If you get duplicates of the cards, so let's say I get 3 of these health boost cards. What you can then do is spend the you can destroy the duplicates for scrap metal and use that scrap metal to create the epic cards, which will be very difficult to get through a pack. And the costs are all over the board, so I won't get into specifics. You can look more at that later. I want to get more into the different classes, because I found this to be very interesting, or a very interesting way to keep replaying Horde over and over fun and challenging, and make the progression from casual to normal to, I forget what the third difficulty is, to insane. Let's see, casual, normal, hardcore, and insane. And like it's going to keep you wanting to work your way up to insane to beat level 1 through 50 on insane, but it's also going to require a lot of grinding to level up your character classes, one class at a time. Like, the classes don't share experience. You have an overall level, and every class has a level. So anyway, it even suggests on the difficulty, the tooltips, it says standard difficulty is for beginning classes. Hardcore is a serious challenge for mid-level classes, and it looks like the max level class is 10. And these classes level up slow, really freaking slow. So it's if you're planning on beating all 50 waves on insane without dying, you're going to be spending a lot of time playing Horde, guaranteed. And there's ways to speed up leveling and stuff like that. But even then, man, to unlock the 5 different things, or to unlock the 5 different skill slots means getting up to level 10 and then leveling up all those cards individually. So I was talking about cards and I got sidetracked by dismantling them. So if you have the duplicates of the health boost, you can either scrap them or you can kind of infuse them into the health boost to level up the health boost skill. So right now, not in this video, in this video, I have a 40% health boost. By default, it's a 20% health boost. So that means I had 3 health boost cards. I infused 2 of those into the health boost to level it up. Pretty straightforward, but there's a ton of cards. So let's go over some of the other different classes. Volatile Gabe in this video is the engineer class, and man, I cannot the engineer, if you like horde mode, make sure that you will be playing with someone that likes to play an engineer, or that you have a good engineer on your team, or that you like playing the engineer yourself. The engineer is a priceless class to have on your team. The engineer is a building and repairing fortification expert. The starting loadout for the engineer is a Nasher, an Enforcer, and a repair tool. Now, the important thing about the repair tool, any class can buy the repair tool from the fabricator for 5,000 energy, but you lose it when you die. Whereas the engineer starts with it by default. And you can use the repair tool to, at a fraction of the cost of building a new turret or barricade or something like that, just repair it back to full health. The The engineer also, with some of the engineer specific skills, let's take a look at them. They get repair tool efficiency, and the engineer has by far the most class specific skills, because every thing that you can craft at the fabricator has 2 different skills. So there's a barrier cost discount card, a barrier health discount card, a general build cost discount card, and then there's also a carry speed card, a decoy cost and a decoy health card, and like sentry discounts, rate of fires. Fire speed sentry cards, turret discount cards, turret health cards, like weapon locker cards. Like the engineer has a ton of different options for how to spec. So my guess is that when you eventually build a team of 5 people, and we're only playing with 3 here, that wants to go level 1 to 50 without dying, you're gonna need to have a couple good engineers with maxed out cards. And so, like, engineers are going to be priceless for Horde mode. What other things we need to say about the engineer? Engineer's priceless. I've said what I want to say. All right, Bill, fighting Cowboy. He's playing as the heavy class right now. With the heavy says, with bonuses to turrets, explosives, and heavy weapons, the heavy specializes in doing big damage. Starting loadout for the heavy is a Retro Lancer, Boom Shot, and Bolt Hawk. Now, one thing I probably should have mentioned earlier in this video is that there are a couple regenerating ammo packs around the level. Ammo packs give you ammo for whatever weapon you're carrying, other than the heavy, slow weapons like the salvo or the tri-shot or the grinder, or I'm sorry, the mulcher, things like that. So if you're starting with a boom shot, you can never run out of ammo for that, especially if, like, I'm pretty sure that there's some skill classes somewhere that like regenerate ammo and stuff like that, but I might be confusing games at this point in time, but there are regenerating ammo packs scattered throughout these levels. So, I mean, you're never gonna be like, oh my god, I got like 2 shots of the boom shot, let's make the best of them. Like, there's always plenty of ammo for all the guns that you want. Some of the heavy class skills, class-specific skills, are bonus heavy weapon damage, bonus marked damage, which is kind of an interesting one. So if someone else on the team marks a mini boss and the heavy class has this marked damage skill, they get bonus damage to all marked enemies, plus 30% at level 2. No, I'm sorry, plus 20% at level 2, and then plus 30% at level 3, and up and up and up from there. I don't know what the max level for a card is yet, so you see there, by default, you mark enemies with the left stick in, I believe. And so that's like a great teamwork skill. The heavy also has a mortar strike, fabricator thing that he can call in. He can get 20% pistol damage bonus, extra turret damage, extra turret capacity, and let's see what else. Explosive launcher capacity, explosive launcher damage, explosive launcher reload speed, execution bonuses. Oh no, that's a general skill. Anyway, so the heavy is also a very, very helpful class to have. I would say that my class in this build right here is the least essential of the 3. The heavy is a must-have, the engineer is a must-have. My scout class is a great kind of base defender. Like, I'm just kind of sitting point and making sure that nobody gets up to my engineer to destroy their fortifications, and no one gets to the heavy gunner who's sitting on a turret, that the engineer is constantly reloading with his repair tool, so that we can just do as much damage as humanly possible to the bosses, because the boss waves are where you're really, really going to struggle. Let's take a look at the final 2 classes, the sniper and the soldier. So the sniper class supports their team by getting headshots. Their skills provide them with weapon upgrades and marking enhancements. The starting loadout for the sniper is the long shot, the Marksa MK1, and the snub pistol. And the bonus skills. Now, the best bonus skill, or the two best bonus skills are for the sniper are the headshot damage. At level 1, you get a 20% bonus to damage. And there's an explosive headshot, that's an epic skill, that's going to be pretty hard to get, where when you kill an enemy with a headshot, it explodes and damages nearby enemies. And at level 1, 75% headshot splash damage. Now, I love playing as a sniper in any game, and except in Horde, I really don't think the sniper is going to be a particularly effective class, because the enemies that you're going to struggle with the most, like you see me shooting right now, are enemies that don't have heads. They're going to be bosses. They're going to be mini bosses that don't follow the standard human body type. And those are the enemies that, I mean, bonus damage and explosive damage from a headshot, they're not going to really help you they don't help you at all. So the sniper, it pains me to say, because I love playing as a sniper in any game, I don't think it's going to be that effective. I really don't think it's going to be that effective at upper tier Horde playing. Let's look at some of the other sniper skills. You can mark up to 3 enemies. Oh, I'm sorry, mark up to 2 enemies at level 1, and then 3, 4, and up. So if you have, like, let's say a sniper that's playing with a couple heavies, that might actually be helpful. But then the heavies can mark enemies as well, so that doesn't seem like that great of a skill. Bonus precision rifle capacity, bonus precision rifle damage, just base damage, so you could combo headshot damage with precision rifle damage, that could be helpful. Like, of course it would be helpful for taking out a lot of these grubs that just kind of walk up to you, but I don't know, like, in my experience so far with Horde, it's the bosses that you're going to struggle with that don't have heads. Bonus reload speed, and there's an epic sniper skill called Sniper Strike. It gives you the ability for you to activate Sniper Strike, and it doesn't describe what the ability really does, but it looks like it instantly snipes a couple people. But I'm curious to see what that is when eventually I get that card. And finally, the Soldier class is an all-around kind of general class, nothing too special. Let's read the description of it first. The Soldier class is the master of Gear's core mechanics. Using basic weapons, active reloads, and cover, the Soldier excels at dealing damage and keeping their team safe. Starting loadout is the Lancer, Gnasher, and Snub Pistol. So, pretty similar to the Scout, but they don't get the health or the power bonuses. So some of the skills for the Soldier are active reload bonuses. So your perfect active reload on all weapons are increased based on the level of the skill. So plus 20%, and I'm not exactly sure what that means. Does that mean you get an extra 20% damage when you do an active reload on those bullets that the active reload is effective on? I don't really know. I need to do some testing on that. Let's see, plus 40% ammo that you can carry for the basic weapons: the Lancer, Retro Lancer, Hammer Burst, and Enforcer. Bonus assault rifle damage. Let's see, assault rifle magazine capacity, and that is a rare Soldier skill. And at the base level, it's 40% extra magazine size. So, extra 40% magazine combined with the Hammer Burst, which I have found to be insanely effective in this game. And I don't know if it's just because I have an elite controller, because I have that short trigger pull. But man, I feel like the Hammer Burst has really changed in every Gears of War game. It's really, like the firing speed and the effectiveness of the Hammer Burst constantly changes with Gears of War games, and the Hammer Burst seems extraordinarily powerful in this version of Gears of War. What other Soldier skills? 15% damage reduction when in cover, which isn't that helpful because how often are you actually in cover? I don't know. Let's see. I guess that's kind of a play style thing, up to each person. Bonus grenade capacity, which is nice. Bonus grenade damage. You can call in a Hammer of Dawn from the Fabricator, so that costs the energy that would otherwise be spent on fortifications. And there's a skill that lets you plant extra grenades. You can plant up to 3 grenades at level 1 and 4 or 5, etc. as you level that card up. So the soldier, man, I don't see a reason. I don't see a reason to ever play the soldier over the scout. Personally, I love the scout right now just because I really like using the shotgun in Gears of War, and especially with that health boost. It's a very tanky class, and I'm basically throughout this level or wave 1 through 50 in this match, I was the medic, basically. I'm not always the last one to be down, but I would frequently be the, like, if someone was yelling, oh crap, I'm down, come help me up, like, I would always be the one volunteering to go do that because I've got significantly more health than anybody else. So the scout is a great all-around class, along with the heavy and the engineer. I mean, you can have up to 5 people, so if you want, you could choose all 5 classes, but man, I would rather have 2 scouts than a scout and a soldier, and I would rather have 2 engineers than an engineer and a sniper, or 2 heavies. Like, man, I'm trying to think what the ideal class breakdown would be. Probably 2 engineers, 2 heavies, and a scout. I think that would be the ultimate loadout. And just have the engineer repairing and fortifying turrets and barricades, and then the scout just making sure no one gets too close. And that's about it. So anyway, what else do I want to talk about? Well, I think that's it. Wow, I've been talking for almost half an hour. I'm enjoying the hell out of Horde mode. There are, let's see, 10 different maps to start. This is Gridlock, which is, now, one of the things I didn't talk about, or didn't show at all at the beginning of this, is you can actually place the Fabricator wherever you want, and you can move it during the matches. And what I've been trying to experiment with and haven't had, and I've had a little bit of luck with, is placing the Fabricator at, say, a top of a stairwell so that the enemies can't walk past it, or placing the Fabricator at the top of a stairwell to create an extraordinarily narrow choke point that you can then place extra spikes along, so that if enemies do walk up the stairs, they can't, or it's even harder for them to make their way up the stairs. Now the Fabricator cannot be destroyed, and it cannot be used as cover. So it's basically just an annoying piece of scenery in the middle of the map. And I can almost guarantee that, you know, if that Fabricator placement and Fabricator placement glitches and whatnot, that's going to be a very debated topic for how to beat any map on the harder difficulties if you want to go for 1 through 50. So yeah, do not take Fabricator placement for granted. We didn't place it at a great spot there. We were kind of moving it around throughout the match and just realized, screw it. You have as much time as you want to place the Fabricator at the very beginning of a game, and you can move it anytime you want throughout the game, but it moves extraordinarily slowly, and like at the beginning of the game, you have as much time as you want. So as soon as you place the Fabricator the first time, that's when the clock starts, and it just goes right away. What else did I want to mention? Oh yeah, well, classes level up extraordinarily slowly. The bounties, yeah, they're like bounties in any game. You do extra, you get extra experience for getting 500 kills or extra gold to spend on packs, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, finally, more on the engineer and the Fabricator. You should, like, the engineer. One more reason the engineer is super, super critical is because you really need to protect your investments, especially if you are not the kind of person that's going to start back from level 1 after your team wipes. So what I mean by that is if your entire team dies and you have a couple barricades or turrets or whatever up, those remain after your team respawns. They only disappear when they are completely destroyed and lose all of their health. So in a situation where you know your whole team, like let's say 2 guys are dead and it's only you left, or 4 guys are dead and it's only you left, sometimes it's best just to kill yourself to potentially save health on those structures that you've built, so that when you respawn you can repair them really quickly. And I didn't mention that repairing costs the energy that you use to build those turrets, and it also, like, repairing it also refills the turrets with ammo. The mounted turrets that you have to manually aim yourself, which are extraordinarily powerful and very, very helpful, they run out of ammo. Not super quickly, but they do. I mean, if you're using them heavily, you're gonna have to reload them every single round, and those costs add up. And then if you have to spend another 10, 15,000, whatever it is, to build another turret, man, that cost ends up really, really hurting, when you should be spending that money on just repairing it and putting more ammo into it. So, engineer, man. A good engineer is going to be... Oh, man. I'm trying to think of a comparison to another game, another class-based game, where there was just one class that was like, oh my god, like, you need that. I mean, comparing it to League or Dota or something like that, where you're like, oh, you gotta have that one support class. That doesn't even... I mean, those games are so structured with their balance that's not really a good comparison. And comparing it to something like Overwatch, I guess it'd be like going into a game of Overwatch having no medics whatsoever or no tanks. It's just, it's as important as having... And Overwatch is a really good example of a game that's just really well balanced, where and how the game encourages you, or how Overwatch encourages you. It just straight up says, like, hey, you don't have any damage dealers, you don't have any medics, you don't have any tanks or anything like that. This game doesn't tell you, it doesn't warn you, hey, you don't have any tanks, you don't have any engineers. You got to kind of figure that out on your own. And I'm telling you right now, engineer, I can't say this enough, engineer is extremely important to have on, at least going up to the higher difficulties, because those things that are those fabricator builds are, man, they are extremely powerful. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I'll let you watch the last 2 waves in peace and quiet without me rambling on top of it. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more Gears of War 4 videos. I got a ton coming out. Let me look at my list. What is coming up? I already finished my collectibles guide. That'll be posted in the next day or 2. I'm working on an insane walkthrough. Doing a review. I got some single player tips. And I'll be doing a bunch more Horde stuff, because I'm really loving the hell out of Horde mode right now. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to go play some more. Even, like, I'm playing it solo, and it doesn't scale from... I should have mentioned that a lot earlier. This does not scale between 1 to 5 players. It's the same amount, so... Maybe it isn't really that important to have engineers if you have 5 players that are good, but having a good engineer is extremely helpful. Anyway, done rambling. Thanks for watching, and game on.
You're okay!
You're not getting away from me!
Really needed this!
Gotcha!